Commander Jia Park stood at the wide viewing window of the exploration ship Horizon. The stars stretched out before her, cold and distant. She had been in space for 12 years, but the sight still took her breath away. "Commander, we're picking up something strange." The voice of Jun Li, her communications specialist, broke her thoughts. Jia turned from the window. "What kind of strange, Jun?" "Energy readings unlike anything in our database. It's big, whatever it is." Jia walked to the main control panel where her crew worked. The ship was small compared to military vessels, with just 24 crew members. They were explorers, not soldiers. "Show me," she said. Jun pressed a button, and the main screen lit up. A swirling mass of blue light appeared, pulsing like a heartbeat. "Is it a new type of star?" asked Hana Ryu, the ship's xenobiologist. Her dark eyes studied the screen with intense focus. "Too structured," said Da Kim from the tactical station. "Stars don't make patterns like that." Day was right. The light moved with purpose, not the random chaos of natural space events. "How far?" Jia asked. "About 4 hours at our current speed," Jun replied. Jia thought for a moment. Their mission was to explore, to find new things. "Take us closer, but slowly. And alert all crew to stand ready." For the next 3 hours, the Horizon moved toward the blue light. As they got closer, the true nature of what they were seeing became clear. "That's not a star," Daz said, his voice low with awe. "That's a ship, a massive ship." The object on their screen was indeed a vessel, but unlike any human craft. It was huge, at least 20 times the size of the largest Earth battleship. Its surface was covered in what looked like blue crystals, which gave off the light they had detected. "Are they sending any signals?" Jia asked. Jun shook his head. "Nothing on any." "Wait." He pressed his hand to his earpiece. "Something's coming through now." The screen flickered, and an image appeared. Jia felt her body tense. The being on the screen wasn't human. It had a hard outer shell like an insect, dark purple in color. 4 arms were visible, each ending in 3-fingered hands. Its head was angular, with compound eyes that reflected the light like mirrors. When it spoke, mandibles clicked around a mouth full of sharp teeth. "Unidentified vessel, you have entered Torvak space. Identify yourselves immediately or be destroyed." The ship went quiet. This was humanity's first contact with an alien species, and they were being threatened. Jia stepped forward. "This is Commander Jia Park of the Earth exploration vessel Horizon. We are on a peaceful mission of discovery. We did not know this area belonged to anyone." The alien's eyes narrowed. "I am Supreme Commander Vark of the Torvak Empire. Your ignorance does not excuse your trespass." Deb moved close to Jia and whispered, "Our scanners show weapons powering up on their ship." "Many weapons." Jia nodded slightly but kept her eyes on the screen. "We apologize for the intrusion. Supreme Commander, we would welcome the opportunity to learn about your people." Vark made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Learn? You wish to study us like animals." The alien leaned closer to the screen. "The Torvak do not get studied. We conquer." "Sir," Jun called out, panic in his voice. "More ships are appearing." The screen split to show the space around them. 5 more vessels, smaller than the first but still much larger than the Horizon appeared from what looked like tiers in space itself. "You have 2 options," Vark said. "Surrender now and serve the Torvak Empire, or be the first humans to die by our hand." Jia felt her crew looking at her, waiting for her decision. Running wasn't an option with the Torvak ships surrounding them. Fighting would be suicide. "There is a third option," she said, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Diplomatic talks. We represent a peaceful but resourceful species with much to offer. Perhaps we could discuss a mutually beneficial relationship." Vark stared at her for a long moment. Then his mandibles clicked rapidly. "Interesting. Most species simply beg for mercy." The alien commander tilted his head. Very well, human. You may board our vessel for talks. As the screen went dark, Hannah whispered, "Is this a good idea, Commander?" Jia looked at her crew. It's our only chance to prevent a war before it starts. And maybe, just maybe, to learn something amazing. What she didn't say was that it was also their only chance to survive the next hour. The shuttle from the Horizon approached the massive Torvak ship. Inside, Jia Park sat with her chosen team. Da Kim for security, Hannah Ryu for her knowledge of biology, and Jun Li for communications. Each wore their best uniform, though none carried weapons. "Remember," Jia said to her team, "we represent all of humanity now. Our actions here could mean peace or war for Earth." Day frowned. "These Torvak don't seem like the peaceful type." "All the more reason to tread carefully," Jia replied. She looked out the window at the alien ship growing larger. It was beautiful in a strange way, with its crystal-like surface glowing blue against the blackness of space. Their shuttle landed in a large bay. The doors hissed open, and cold air rushed in. Jia led her team out, stepping onto the metal floor of the Torvak ship. 4 Torvak soldiers waited for them. They stood over 7 feet tall, their purple exoskeletons gleaming under bright lights. Each carried what looked like a weapon in one of their 4 hands. One stepped forward. "Follow. Supreme Commander Vark waits." Its voice was harsh, with clicks between words. The humans were led through long corridors. The walls were lined with strange objects. Weapons, armor, and what looked like pieces of technology from a dozen different designs. "Trophies," Hannah whispered to Jia. "From other species, I think." Jia nodded. The message was clear. They were being shown the spoils of past conquests. They entered a vast room with a high ceiling. Along each wall stood more Torvak, all watching with those unsettling mirror-like eyes. At the far end, on a raised platform, sat Supreme Commander Vark. "The humans arrive," Vark announced, his voice echoing. "Come closer. Let me see these creatures who dare to suggest talks with the Torvak Empire." Jia led her team to the center of the room. She bowed slightly. "Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Supreme Commander." Vark clicked his mandibles. "Your species is new to us. Your ship is primitive, yet you show unusual boldness." "We are explorers," Jia explained. "We seek knowledge and peaceful relations with all we meet." A sound like grinding stones filled the room. The Torvak were laughing. "Peace," Vark said, standing from his seat. He towered over them, nearly 9 feet tall. "Peace is for the weak. The universe belongs to the strong." He walked down from his platform, circling the humans slowly. "You are small, soft. Your bodies break easily." Day tensed beside Jia, but she gave him a warning glance. "Physical appearance can be deceiving," Jia said carefully. "Humans have other strengths." "Like what?" asked a new voice. A smaller Torvak stepped forward from behind Vark's platform. Her exoskeleton was lighter in color, almost lavender. "This is Malgra, my science officer," Vark said. "She studies the species we encounter before we decide their fate." Malgra approached, all 4 of her eyes fixed on the humans. "What strengths could beings like you possess that would interest the Torvak?" Jia thought carefully before answering. "Adaptability. Creativity. We solve problems in ways others might not see." "Interesting claims," Malgra said. She turned to Vark. "Perhaps we should test them." Vark nodded. "A fine idea." He gestured to a guard, who pressed something on his wrist. The floor beneath the humans lit up, and a holographic display appeared around them. It showed planets, dozens of them, and then images of destruction. Cities burning, armies falling, entire worlds turning dark. 17 species have faced the Torvak, Vark said, walking through the holographic images. 17 species now serve us. He stopped in front of Jia. "Soon, it will be 18. Jun gasped as one image showed a massive cannon destroying a moon. Hana's face paled at footage of alien beings bowing before Torvak overlords. "You show us this to frighten us," Gia said, keeping her voice steady. "I show you reality," Vark replied. "My fleet is already moving toward your nearest colonies. You have one rotation of your planet to decide. Surrender completely or watch your species burn." The hologram disappeared, leaving the room in dim light again. "Take them to the waiting chamber," Vark ordered. "Let them consider their options." As they were led away, Malgra watched them with what seemed like curiosity. When Gia caught her eye, the female Torvak quickly looked away. "What now?" Hana whispered as they entered a small room. "Now," Gia said quietly, "we find a way to save Earth without surrendering everything that makes us human." The waiting chamber was small for 4 people. The walls were smooth metal with strange symbols carved into them. There were no chairs, so the humans stood in a tight circle, speaking in low voices. "They want us to be uncomfortable," Daz said, looking around the room. "It's a power move." Jun paced back and forth. "Did you see those weapons? They could wipe out Earth in days." "Calm down," Gia said firmly. "Panic won't help us." Hana pressed her hand against one of the walls. "These markings appear in sets of 17, probably representing the species they conquered." Gia nodded. "They're proud of their victories. They want us to know our place." "Which is beneath their feet, apparently," Dai muttered. Jun stopped pacing suddenly. "Wait, I'm getting something strange on my neural interface." He closed his eyes, concentrating. "There's a signal here I can access." "The Torvak computer system?" Gia asked, surprised. "Parts of it. They must not know our neural tech works with their systems." Jun's fingers twitched as he navigated unseen data. "Unseen records. So many records. Can you find anything useful?" Dai asked. "Weaknesses? Ship layouts?" Jun's face lit up. "Yes. I'm downloading everything I can to my secure storage." "Be careful," Jia warned. "Don't let them detect you." "Too late to worry about that," a voice said from the doorway. The humans turned quickly. Malgra stood there, her 4 arms crossed in front of her chest. The door closed behind her. "Your neural interface technology is impressive," she said, walking toward them. "Most species we encounter don't have such connectivity." Gia stepped forward, putting herself between Malgra and her crew. "Are you here to take us back to Vark?" "Not yet," Malgra said. She looked over her shoulder at the door. "I have questions of my own first." "Why should we answer your questions?" Dai asked. Malgra's head tilted. "Because I am not like Vark. I study before I judge." She turned to Jun. "What you found in our systems?" "Troubling, yes." Jun looked at Jia, who nodded slightly. "Your people have conquered 17 species," Jun said. "All of them surrendered quickly. All of them were weak," Malgra replied. "Or so our history tells us." "History written by the victors," Hana said. Before Malgra could respond, the door slid open again. A Torvak guard stood there. "Supreme Commander Vark demands the human's presence. Now." Malgra stepped back. "We will speak again," she said quietly to Jia. The humans were led back to the Great Hall. More Torvak had gathered, including several wearing elaborate armor with many symbols etched into the purple shells. "The High Command has arrived," the guard explained. "They will witness your answer." Vark sat on his platform, looking down at them. "Humans, the time for decision approaches. But first, a demonstration." He waved one of his 4 hands, and a new hologram appeared. It showed a small space station. Humans moved about inside. "This is your outpost in the Ta City system," Vark said. "Observe." A beam of light shot through the hologram. The space station exploded into pieces. The humans watching gasped. "That just happened," Vark said coldly. 217 of your kind, gone in an instant." Gia felt her blood run cold. "You murdered innocent people." "I showed mercy," Vark replied. "It was quick. If you refuse our terms, the deaths will be slower. He leaned forward. Now your answer. Will humanity serve the Torvak, or will you be erased from the galaxy? Jia looked at her team. Jun's eyes were wet with tears. Hana's face showed shock. Day's jaw was tight with anger. We need time, Jia said. This decision affects billions of lives. Vark slammed one fist down. You've had time. Answer. We cannot surrender our entire species based on threats, Jia replied, standing taller. Earth will defend itself. The Torvak High Command stirred, whispering among themselves. Vark seemed surprised by her answer. You've seen our power, he said. You know you cannot win. Your weapons are primitive. Your ships are few. He gestured to the hologram showing the destroyed station. Why do you resist? Malgra stepped forward, moving to stand beside Vark. She studied the humans closely, her head tilted in that curious way. I wonder the same, she said. Her voice was softer than the other Torvak, almost gentle. She looked directly at Jia, then at each human in turn. Why don't you fear us, human? Malgra asked. The room fell silent. All eyes turned to the small group of humans standing defiantly before the might of the Torvak Empire. The silence in the great hall was heavy. Malgra's question hung in the air. Jia opened her mouth to speak, but Dai stepped forward. Because humans have something your species has never encountered, Dai said, his voice quiet but clear. Everyone could hear it in the silent room. We've been fighting ourselves for our entire history. The Torvak commanders looked at each other, confused. Vark leaned forward. You claim fighting your own kind makes you strong. Vark asked with a sound like laughter. It made us survivors, Dai continued, his eyes cold and his voice steady. While you conquered peaceful species that never knew true war, we perfected it against ourselves. Jia watched as Dai spoke. She had never heard him talk this way before. As the ship's tactical officer, he was usually quiet, focused on his work. Now, he spoke with the voice of all humanity's dark history. We know fear intimately, Dai said, and we've learned to use it, not be controlled by it. He took another step forward, and the Torvak guards tensed. But Dai simply raised his hands, showing he carried no weapons. Thousands of years ago, humans fought with sticks and stones. Then we made swords and bows. Then guns and bombs. Then weapons that could destroy entire cities. His voice grew stronger. Each time we faced our own extinction, we adapted. We survived. Malgra moved closer, clearly interested. Yet you explore space with peaceful missions. Because we learned the cost of war, Dai replied. We chose peace, not because we fear fighting, but because we know exactly what it means to fight. Vark stood up suddenly. Enough. Your pretty words don't change the facts. Your weapons cannot harm our ships. Your planets are open to our attack. You destroy from orbit because you're afraid to face us on the ground, Dai said. Vark's 4 hands clenched into fists. You dare. Look at your history, Dai interrupted, pointing at the wall carvings. 17 species. All surrendered quickly, you said. All were peaceful. You've never fought an enemy who fights back with everything they have, who turns their entire civilization toward war when threatened. One of the Torvak High Command, older than the others with a cracked shell, stepped forward. The human speaks strangely. Explain more. Dai looked at the elder Torvak. When Earth faces a true threat, we don't divide. We unite. Right now, while we talk, every factory on every human world is being turned to make weapons. Every scientist is working on ways to fight you. Every ship is being armed. Impossible, Vark said. Your people don't even know we exist yet. Jun smiled slightly. That's where you're wrong. The moment we saw your ship, we sent messages home. And while we've been here, I've been transmitting everything we've learned about you. Vark turned to a guard. Is this true? The guard checked a device on his arm. There have been transmissions from their neural devices. We thought they were just talking to each other. Vark roared with anger. The other Torvak murmured among themselves. Gia stepped up beside Da. We came here hoping for peace. We still do. But make no mistake, humans will not surrender. Ever. We've faced our own extinction many times. We're still here. The elder Torvak with the cracked shell moved closer to the humans. I am Elder Sage Zorv, keeper of the Torvak history. He studied them carefully. In all our conquests, no species has ever spoken as you do. They begged. They offered wealth. They surrendered. We're not them, Hannah said quietly. Zorv nodded slowly. No, you are not. He turned to Vark. Perhaps we should consider nothing. Vark shouted. These humans try to trick us with brave words while they are completely in our power. Then test us, Gia suggested. Let us return to our ship. Give us time to prepare. Then try to conquer Earth. See what happens. Malgra made a sound that might have been a laugh. Bold words. Very bold. Vark looked at the High Command, then back at the humans. His eyes narrowed. Take them back to the waiting chamber, he ordered. The High Command will discuss this new information. As the guards led them away, Malgra fell into step beside Gia. What your tactical officer said, she whispered. Is it true? About your history? Gia looked at her. Every word. Then perhaps, Malgra said very quietly, we have much to discuss. Back in the waiting chamber, the four humans gathered in a tight circle. That was either very brave or very stupid, Gia said to Da with a small smile. Maybe both, Day replied. But it was the truth. Jun sat on the floor, eyes closed, fingers moving as if typing on invisible keys. I'm still connected to their system. The High Command is arguing about us. What are they saying? Hannah asked, kneeling beside him. I can't understand their language exactly, but I'm picking up data streams. Some want to destroy us now. Others are curious. Gia nodded. We've given them something new to think about. That's a start. I found something else, Jun said suddenly. Files about the other species they conquered. Vark lied about some things. What things? Dai asked. The 17 species weren't all peaceful. Some fought back. But the Torvak only attack worlds with much lower technology. They avoid any real challenge. Hannah's eyes widened. They're bullies. They only pick fights they know they can win. And they've never met humans before, Gia said thoughtfully. We might be different enough to make them pause. Jun's face suddenly showed alarm. Someone's coming, and they're blocking my access. The door slid open. Malgra entered alone, quickly shutting the door behind her. She carried a small device in one of her hands. Your neural connection has been detected, she said in a low voice. I've temporarily blocked the alert, but you must stop now, or they will kill you. Jun blinked, breaking his connection. Why are you helping us? Malgra looked over her shoulder at the door. Because Vark doesn't speak for all Torvak. Some of us question our ways. You don't believe in conquering other species? Gia asked. I believe in truth, Malgra replied. And the truth about the Torvak Empire has been managed. She handed Gia the small device. Take this. It contains real records of our conquests, not the stories Vark tells. Day eyed the device suspiciously. Why should we trust you? You shouldn't, Malgra said simply. But verify what I give you against what your friend found in our systems. Jun took the device, examining it carefully. I can interface with this. Malgra nodded. It will show you our weakness. Our society is divided into strict castes. The warrior caste rules through fear, keeping the truth from most Torvak. What truth? Hannah asked. That most species we conquered could have defeated us if they had fought together. That we carefully choose our targets based on their lack of military power. Malgra's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. That we have never faced a species like yours. Jun connected to the device. His eyes widened. She's telling the truth. Their fleet is spread thin. They want Earth's resources, but they fear our weapons technology might be more advanced than they thought. It is, Day said with a smile. And getting more advanced every day you keep us here. A sound came from outside the door. Malgret tensed. I must go. When you return to the Great Hall, ask to see the conquered worlds. Vark will show you holograms of destruction, but look carefully at the dates encoded in the corner of each image. What will we see? Jia asked. That some conquests took years, not days. That some fights were close. Malgra moved toward the door. And that the Torvak can be defeated. The door opened. A guard stood there. Science officer, you were not authorized to speak with the humans alone, the guard said. Malgra straightened her posture. I was gathering biological data. Supreme Commander Vark wants to know their weaknesses. The guard seemed to accept this. The High Command has reached a decision. Bring the humans. As they walked back to the Great Hall, Jun whispered to Jia, I've copied all the data from Malgra's device and hidden it in my neural storage. It shows internal communications among the Torvik fleet. They're concerned about us. Good, Jia replied quietly. Fear works both ways. They entered the Great Hall. Vark and the High Command waited on their platform. Zorv, the Elder Sage, stood closer to the humans' level. Humans, Vark announced, we have made our decision. Jia took a deep breath, ready to face whatever came next. Behind her, Dai stood tall. Hannah watched carefully, and Jun continued sending everything he could back to Earth. The future of humanity would be decided here, today. The Great Hall was quiet as Vark stood. His tall form cast a shadow over the humans. We have studied your words, Vark said. And we find them interesting. Zorv, the Elder Sage, stepped forward. The High Command is divided. Some believe you are merely brave with words. Others think there may be truth in what you say. Jia kept her face calm, but her heart beat fast. A divided Torvak leadership was better than a united one. To settle this matter, Vark continued, we will show you more of our conquests. Then you will see the truth of Torvak power. The hologram system activated again. This time it showed many battles on many worlds. Alien cities burned. Strange ships exploded in space. Different species fought and died against Torvak forces. Look carefully, Malgra said from her position near Vark. Her eyes met Jia's briefly. Jia remembered Malgra's words about the dates. She looked at the corner of each image. Numbers and symbols flashed there, changing with each new scene. Jun, she whispered. The dates. Jun nodded slightly. I see them. Some of these battles happened years apart. And look at the battle on that red planet. The Torvak lost many ships. Day was watching too. They're showing us their victories, but not how hard they had to fight for them. Hannah pointed to one image. That species there, they held out for what looks like 3 years. Vark noticed their whispers. You see our strength, he said loudly. All resistance is crushed eventually. I see that some fought well, Jia replied. And that these battles weren't as easy as you claimed. Murmurs spread among the Torvak High Command. Zorv nodded slowly, as if confirming something to himself. It matters not, Vark said, waving away the holograms. The end is always the same. The Torvak conquer. Until now, Day said firmly. Vark slammed all 4 hands down on his platform. Enough. Here is our decision. We will allow one of you to return to your ship to deliver our terms to your leaders. The others will remain as our guests. You mean as hostages, Jia corrected. Call it what you wish, Vark replied. Choose who will go. The humans gathered in a tight circle to discuss. I should go, Jun said quietly. I have all the data in my neural storage. They might check you before you leave, Hannah warned. Day shook his head. I should stay. If things go bad, I have combat training. Jia listened to them all, then made her decision. I'll go. As commander, I need to report directly to Earth leadership. Are you sure? Hannah asked. Jia nodded, And I'm taking a message from all of us. She looked each of them in the eye. Trust me. They broke their circle, and Gia stepped forward. I will return to our ship, she announced. But first, I want to see these conquered worlds you speak of. Vark seemed surprised by the request. Why? To understand what Earth faces, Gia replied. Show us the worlds that now serve the Torvak. Vark looked at Zorv, who nodded. A fair request. The hologram changed again. Now it showed planets where alien beings worked in mines, built ships, and farmed land. They all looked tired, broken. These species serve the Torvak Empire, Vark said with pride. Soon, humans will join them. Gia studied the images carefully. And if we refuse, then you will join these, Vark said. The hologram changed to show empty planets. Dead worlds with no life. The choice is simple, Vark continued. Serve or die. Gia took a deep breath. I have a message to take back to Earth. Your surrender terms, yes, Vark said with satisfaction. No, Gia replied. A warning, not to you, but to my people. She turned to face her team, speaking loudly enough for all to hear. Junda, Hana, tell Earth what we've learned. The Torvak are powerful, but they have weaknesses. They fear us because we're different. We don't give up. We fight back. She turned back to Vark, whose eyes had narrowed with anger. And tell them this. Humanity stands together, always. Vark stood, towering over her. You dare speak this way when your friends remain in our power. Gia met his gaze without flinching. That's exactly why I speak this way. In the silence that followed, Malgra moved slightly closer to the humans. You are either very brave, she said quietly, or very foolish. Gia smiled. That's what makes humans dangerous. Sometimes we can't tell the difference ourselves. Vark was not pleased with Gia's bold words. His exoskeleton seemed to darken with anger. Take the commander to her ship, he ordered, and put the others in separate cells. Guards moved forward to grab Da, Jun, and Hana. As they were pulled away, Jun called out, Remember what we learned, Commander. Gia nodded, understanding his real message. The data in his neural storage was safe. If she could get back to the Horizon *, that information could save Earth. 2 large Torvak guards escorted Gia toward the landing bay. As they walked through the long corridors, she carefully noted everything she saw. Weapons, door controls, the number of Torvak in each area. Just before they reached the bay, a side door opened. Malgra stepped out. I will take the human from here, she said to the guards. Supreme Commander Vark wants me to explain the terms one final time. The guards looked unsure, but Malgra's rank as science officer seemed to convince them. They stepped back. You have 10 minutes, one said. Then she leaves. When the guards were gone, Malgra pulled Gia into a small room filled with strange equipment. Listen carefully, Malgra said quickly. Your friends are in danger. Vark plans to study them, then kill them once Earth surrenders. He won't kill them, Gia said firmly, because Earth won't surrender. Malgra's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. You truly believe your kind can resist us? I know we can, Gia replied, especially with your help. Malgra stepped back. My help? I've given you information. But you've done more than that, Gia said. You've shown me that not all Torvak think alike, that some of you question your leaders. There are many who question, Malgra admitted. The worker caste suffers under warrior rule. The thinkers, like me, are forced to serve war rather than knowledge. She moved to a screen on the wall and activated it. Look, she said, this is truth that most Torvak never see. The screen showed Torvak ships attacking a peaceful-looking world, but then it showed something surprising. Local defense forces destroying many Torvak vessels. The battle was close. This was the Linerans, Malgra explained. They nearly defeated us, so the High Command ordered their entire history erased. their achievements deleted from all records. Why? Jia asked. Because the warrior caste can only rule through fear, Malgra said. If Torvak knew we could be defeated, the system would collapse. The screen changed to show more battles, more close fights that the warrior caste had hidden. Your species worries them, Malgra continued. Humans are adaptable, creative. You build new technology quickly. And now you've had time to prepare. How much time exactly? Jia asked. The fleet sent to your colonies is moving slowly, gathering strength from outposts. It will be 2 of your weeks before they arrive. Jia felt a spark of hope. 2 weeks was time for Earth to prepare. Why are you telling me this? She asked. Because I believe change is coming, Malgra replied. For 17 conquests, the warrior caste has led us. Each victory made them stronger, but a defeat. She left the thought unfinished. You want the Torvak to lose, Jia realized. I want the Torvak to evolve, Malgra corrected. War without end is no future at all. She handed Jia a small crystal. This contains command codes for our communication systems. Your neural technology can use them to disrupt our coordination during battle. Jia took the crystal carefully. Your own people will call you a traitor. Some will, Malgra agreed. Others will call me a savior. The worker and thinker castes have waited generations for change. A sound from outside warned them that time was short. What about my friends? Jia asked quickly. I will protect them if I can, Malgra promised. Now go. Return to your ship. Prepare your people. And if we win? Jia asked. What happens to the Torvak then? Malgra's mandibles moved in what might have been a smile. Then perhaps our peoples will meet as equals, not as conqueror and conquered. Wouldn't that be better for us all? The door opened. The guards had returned. Time to leave, human, one said. As Jia was led away, she looked back at Malgra. The Torvak scientist nodded once, a silent promise. Hope, Jia thought. Sometimes it comes from the strangest places. Jia's shuttle docked with the Horizon *. Her crew rushed to meet her, faces filled with worry. No time to explain everything, Jia said quickly. The others are still prisoners. We have 2 weeks before the Torvak fleet reaches our colonies. In the ship's command center, Jia connected Jun's downloaded data and Malgra's crystal to the main computer. Information filled the screens. Torvak ship designs, weapon systems, and communication protocols. Yes, Commander, the communications officer replied. But the Torvak might detect the transmission. Let them, Jia said. They already know we're preparing. Now it's a race against time. For the next 3 days, the Horizon * stayed just out of weapons range of the Torvak mothership. Jia kept requesting to speak with her crew members, but Vark refused. On the 4th day, a message came from Earth. Jia watched it in private, then called her senior officers together. Earth has been building defenses since our first contact, she told them. But this new information changes everything. Fleet Command has found a weakness. She brought up a diagram on the main screen. The Torvak Neural Interface System. It's similar to ours, but with a critical difference. What difference? Asked the ship's engineer. Their system can't filter certain frequencies that humans discovered decades ago, but abandoned for safety reasons. Jia pointed to specific data points. Jun's neural connection found this, and Malgra confirmed it. So we can disrupt their systems? The tactical officer asked. Better than that, Jia replied. We can temporarily disable their weapons without harming their life support. It won't work forever. They'll adapt quickly, but it gives us a chance to save our people. When do we move? Someone asked. Now, Jia said. Earth forces are already on their way. We just need to create a distraction and get our people out. The plan was simple but dangerous. The Horizon * would approach the Torvak mothership under the pretense of surrender. Meanwhile, a small team would use a stealth shuttle to board the alien vessel at a different point. Using the command codes from Malgra, they would locate and free Da Jun, and Hana. As the Horizon approached, Vark's face appeared on the main screen. "So, human, you return," he said with satisfaction. "Has Earth decided to surrender wisely?" "I've come to discuss terms," Jill replied, keeping her face neutral. "And to see my crew members. They are comfortable," Vark said. "For now." While Jia kept Vark talking, the stealth shuttle launched silently from the Horizon's underside. 6 crew members, all trained in combat, headed for the mothership. Using Malgra's codes, they bypassed security and entered through a maintenance hatch. Inside the Torvak ship, they moved carefully through service tunnels rarely used by the warrior caste. On the bridge of the Horizon Jia watched the mission timer. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. "We need more data before making our final decision," she told Vark, dragging out the conversation. Vark grew impatient. "You delay the inevitable. Perhaps I should show you what happens to those who waste my time." He signaled to someone off-screen. A moment later, Day was brought before the camera. He looked tired but unharmed. "Tell your commander what you have learned about Torvak power," Vark ordered. Day looked directly at the camera. His eyes blinked twice quickly, a coded signal. "I've learned that the Torvak depend too much on neural systems," he said clearly. Vark seemed confused by this answer, but Jia understood. The rescue team had reached them. "Now," Jia commanded. Her communications officer activated the special frequency. On screen, Vark suddenly grabbed his head in pain. Around him, other Torvak warriors did the same. At that exact moment on the Torvak ship, the rescue team burst into the detention area. The guards were disoriented by the frequency attack. Malgra was there, already freeing Jun and Hana. "This way," she told the humans. "Quickly." Alarms blared throughout the mothership, but many systems were failing. The warrior caste, most connected to the neural network, was incapacitated. Jia watched her view screen as the stealth shuttle detached from the Torvak ship. It raced back toward the Horizon pursued by a few fighter craft piloted by Torvak, who had been disconnected from the main system. "Weapons, target those fighters," Jia ordered. "Careful shots. Disable, don't destroy." The Horizon fired precisely, knocking out the pursuing craft without destroying them. As soon as the shuttle docked, Jia gave the order, "Jump to safety coordinates." Now, the Horizon disappeared into faster-than-light travel just as the Torvak mothership was regaining control of its systems. They had done it, the first successful strike against the mighty Torvak Empire. 6 months had passed since the Horizon escaped from the Torvak mothership. Earth had changed in that time. Cities now had shield generators. Factories built warships day and night. The entire planet had united against the common threat. Jia stood in the grand meeting hall of the United Earth Defense Command. Beside her were Dai, Jun, and Hana, now heroes to all humans. On the massive screen before them was a map of space showing both Torvak and human ships. "The frequency weapon worked better than we expected," Admiral Chen said, addressing the room full of military and political leaders. "When the Torvak fleet arrived at our colonies, they found us waiting. Half their ships were disabled before they could fire a single shot." "And the other half?" someone asked. "They retreated," Dai answered, something the Torvak had never done before. Jun stepped forward. "But that's not the most important news. The real victory happened inside the Torvak Empire." He activated a different screen. It showed Torvak ships fighting each other. "Civil war?" asked one of the leaders. "Civil revolution," Hana corrected. When news spread that humans had successfully fought back, everything changed. The worker and thinker castes rose up against the warriors. "And Malgra?" Jia asked quietly. Jun smiled. "She sent this message yesterday." The screen changed to show Malgra. She looked different now, her exoskeleton decorated with new symbols of authority. "Greetings, humans," Malgra said. "I speak as the new leader of the Reform Council. The warrior caste's control has been broken. Vark and his supporters have fled to the outer systems, but most Torvak have embraced change. The room was silent as everyone listened. For too long, we conquered because we were told it was our destiny, Malgra continued. Now we see another path. We request a meeting with Earth leaders to discuss peace. The message ended. The room erupted in excited talk. Can we trust them? Someone asked. The question is, can they trust us? Ja replied. We've shown we can hurt them. Some will want to push our advantage, to conquer the conquerors. Admiral Chen nodded. There are those who say we should strike now, while they're divided, and become exactly what we fought against. Dai asked sharply. The room grew quiet again. 17 species were conquered by the Torvak, Jia said. 17 cultures nearly destroyed. If we want real peace, we need to help them rebuild too. 3 weeks later, Jia found herself in a very different meeting. The Grand Council chamber on the neutral space station Unity was filled with representatives from Earth, the reformed Torvak Empire, and 7 of the formerly conquered species. Malgra, now wearing the simple garments of the Reform Council rather than warrior armor, stood at the center of the room. Today marks the beginning of the Galactic Accord, she announced. No longer will any species dominate another. Together, we will explore the stars as equals. After the formal speeches, Jia and Malgra walked together through the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Your revolution happened faster than I expected, Jia said. Many Torvak were waiting for a reason to hope, Malgra replied. You gave them that. When humans defeated our best ships without destroying them, it showed a different kind of strength. Strength with restraint, Jia nodded. Something the warrior caste never understood. Malgra turned to face Jia directly. There are still challenges ahead. Vark and his loyalists will not accept change easily, and not all humans trust the new Torvak leadership. Trust takes time, Jia agreed, but we've made a start. All because of one question, Malgra said with what Jia now recognized as a Torvak smile. Why don't you fear us, human? Jia smiled back. And one honest answer. Below them, representatives from a dozen worlds talked, laughed, and planned together. Former enemies now allies, former conquerors now partners. A new age, Malgra said quietly. For all of us, Jia replied. In the vastness of space beyond the station windows, stars burned bright with possibility. The universe was wide and full of wonders. And now, instead of facing it alone, they would explore it together. Not as conquerors, but as explorers. Not through fear, but through understanding. A new era had begun.